So, how many matches are on this show so far?
So
We've still
far.
got 3 days to go. And when will we find out what everything is? And how long is this show going to be?
I can't imagine they're going to add more matches. It's 11 matches as of right now.
What?
As of this moment.
So basically, Tony, this is Tony's pet show because even though it destroys all of his booking continuity for everything else he's doing, and even though half the people on this show are people that nobody knows who the they are, and they're almost never, if ever, on this television program, he loves it because it's Japanese wrestling. So he's going to give everything he possibly can to force this thing down people's throats to make it a success instead of focusing on his continuing domestic business and his big show coming up in Wembley Stadium.
Not to say this makes it any better, for the way you laid it out, but I also think he sees this as relationship building between him and New Japan. We heard that Nick Khan tried to make a deal with New Japan, whatever it was, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And that's right around the time that Tony got more aggressive with his relationship with New Japan.
Hey, well, you know what? Here's the thing. 10 years ago, New Japan was dying to work with Ring of Honor. But Greg, the office boy, didn't want to goddamn pay for any paperwork or plane tickets from Japan. They want their guys to be on TV in America. It's not a hard sell. That's been the tradition for 60 years since Baba and Inoki. So it's not like that they have to book the entire company on this fucking pay-per-view in order to keep a relationship going with the number 2 fucking company in the United States when they know they can manipulate them and trust them more than the big boys because the WWE doesn't really give a shit about New Japan in the overall scheme of things.
That's right. Well, I have the card here. I'll give it to you real quick. We'll do a preview of this, as well as I'll tell you about this other quote someone just sent me in a moment. For the pre-show, so you can take this one off your list maybe.
Thank you.
As part of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament, first round, Athena versus Billy Starks.
Well, at Billy Starks, she's the one from my hometown here, Louisville, little 18-year-old girl, right?
Oh, I didn't know she was from Louisville. I didn't know that.
I believe that's the one.
Oh, wow.
And they did a news piece on her when she graduated here not long ago. Well, hopefully Athena won't fucking potato her in the face or jump up in the air and land that big, wide, broad ass right on top of her like she does everybody else.
Well, you can find out on the pre-show. Also on the main card, as of now, Adam Cole versus Tom Lawler.
Filthy Tom Lawler?
Yes.
Where the fuck did this come from?
Well, he wrestles for New Japan.
Well, God, has his face been shown on television? He can speak English. They're having promos from these goddamn miscellaneous fucking New Japan guys that they're doing English subtitles on. Tom Lawler, last time I spoke to him, had a fairly good grasp of English. He can do promos. He's a goddamn MMA name. What the fuck? They haven't even fucking shown his picture, have they?
I have not seen anything with him on AEW.
What the fuck are you? Oh, God damn it. Jesus Christ. One guy that the American audience that's not already fucking grabbing their crotch over Japanese wrestling might get a tickle by seeing this guy or hearing about him or being introduced to him and being interested or whatever. And he's a goddamn secret. But Ishii is running in on television. Go ahead.
The next match, for the AEW Women's World Championship, the champion Toni Storm versus Willow Nightingale.
Well, there you go. Is that the pre-show?
No, that's part of the main show.
Oh, God damn it. Well, we can shorten the match a little bit, or shorten the night a little bit.
Well, from there, we have a 4-way match for the AEW International Championship.
Of course we do.
Orange Cassidy, the champion, versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shibata versus Daniel Garcia.
Okay, I'm watching Storm and Willow.
Okay, well, now we figured out how to get you to watch the women's matches. Put an Orange Cassidy match after it. Jim, in the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament, first round matchup, CM Punk versus Kojima.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Should Punk be on this pay-per-view in your eyes?
Well, but now hold on. Because I saw on Twitter, now I've just realized, I don't know who the fuck Kojima is unless it's the one that Baba had working for him in the early 70s. But I saw something on Twitter, now that you've mentioned this match today, this morning, from the people in the tournament first round bracketing, and I don't know whether they add people later or change things, but it looks like the Owen Hart tournament may come down to CM Punk and Samoa Joe, to me. And if that's the case, then I don't care if Punk wrestles Howie the mailroom guy in the first round on this show.
In a 10-man tag team bout.
Oh, for fuck's.
The Blackpool Combat Club of Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli, along with Takeshita and Umino versus Eddie Kingston.
Wait, what?
And Umino.
Oh, he's another guy they announced when I was skipping that pre-tape.
Yeah, Moxley very dramatically announced him.
So their last partner's name is Humana.
Umino.
Humana?
Umino. Well,
Humana?
Just Umino. Just one Umino.
Just one Humana.
One. Umino.
Humana.
And Umino versus Eddie Kingston, Tomohiro Ishii, and the Elite of Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Wow, so they're going to be in the same building with CM Punk? What do you think of that?
Well, can I watch Storm and Willow twice?
Maybe.
You know, this is going to be an unprofessional fucking fiasco all the way around, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to look phony as well. So, for the sake of making fun of them, we might have to watch that. And by the way, the question you asked, of course they're going to have to be in the same building, you fucking idiots. So get out of your goddamn treehouse, tell your lawyers that you'll handle your business like men, go in the backyard, dig up your balls, stick them back in the crotch of your pants, and go over and speak to CM Punk. Instead of tell him, lawyer, tell him don't try to call me. It gives me anxiety. I'll have to take some medication.
Maybe you shouldn't have stormed his dressing room. I don't know. But let's go to our next match here.
You know what they say, storm around and find out.
Well, you can watch a Storm match only so many times, Jim. Here's another one you may want to see. Les Suzuki Gods of Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki versus Sting, Darby Allin, and a wrestler to be announced.
Well, I guess we got to watch some of these, don't we? All right, we'll see what Darby manages to do there.
For the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, the champion MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. That could be really good.
Well, but here's the thing. Does Tanahashi know how to work like an American babyface, or are they just is MJF going to try to do Japanese moves? The whole reason to watch MJF's work is because he's the only goddamn heel that actually knows how to work like a heel, wants to work like a heel, and he needs to have a personal issue in his matches to better add context, and you need to be rooting for the guy as a sympathetic, that he's beaten up and taken advantage of as a sympathetic underdog, not some fucking guy that you have never met or never gonna meet and don't understand what he's fucking saying. You're reading it on the screen. Otherwise than that, I hope he doesn't get hurt.
For the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, the champion Sonata versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry with Hook.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you see what Sonata said to the press in Tokyo about this?
Honestly, I don't know if I know who the fuck Sonata is.
IWGP champion Sonata, here's what he said to Tokyo Sports. Maybe some slight translation issues, but here's the quote. I have no knowledge of Jack Perry. It's sad to see someone like that challenge for the IWGP.
Oh my God.
Is an open challenge really that easy to decide? It's the IWGP. I think it's worth more than the AEW championship.
Wow. Okay, well, now I'm a fan of Sonata's. I'm going to tune in and see if he fucking stretches Jungle Boy and puts a ham sandwich on his back and starves him to death.
I have no knowledge of Jack Perry. All right, we'll see what happens here.
I'm putting a check mark by Sonata's name. He just got over with me.
In a dream match, Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada.
Okay, if we need to see a Japanese-style classic, if we need to, then this would be the one, right? Because Danielson knows how to do that stuff, and Okada's their best guy. So we could have this on the card, and then the rest of the matches could make sense, but we'll watch that.
And finally, for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, wait a minute now. The World Heavyweight title of the IWGP ought to be bigger than the U.S. title.
Well, I'm not sure if this is the order of matches, but I do actually think this match may be bigger.
Well, I have a feeling Jungle Boy ain't going on last, but go ahead.
The champion, Kenny Omega, versus Will Ospreay. Rematch from the Tokyo Dome.
Oh, God. All right, so what I'll try to do is I'll watch everything but Danielson and Okada, and then I'll watch that last so that I don't have a completely rotten opinion about New Japan and all of its talent. Because, Twinkle Toes and Ostrich are going to do every goddamn swan dive and Canterbury knee and video game maneuver and cartwheel into the round-off, into the handspring, into the fucking aggressive parkour and combative tumbling. And if that's the last match, I may not be able to resist the temptation to just say, fuck this.
Well, there it is. AEW, New Japan, Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
That looks 25th. Like a long night. You know what? I've got an outstanding warrant for me. I may just go out in public and cause a disturbance where somebody will pick me up and check my papers on Sunday. They don't have pay-per-view in jail, do they?
I don't believe so. I didn't know you had papers.
Well, they're going to check my identification, they're going to run me, and they're going to take me in and hold me for at least 48 hours, so I'll be safe.
All right, well, I guess that means society will be safe as well.